At 1:40 Friday afternoon, March 15, New Zealand changed. And amongst the smoke, the terror and the flying hate-filled bullets was Temel Atacocugu. We have been with Temel over the past year, as he not only regains control over his body, but also of his mind. This is his story.
I have 9 bullets in my body. I have injuries on my face, in my arm, and in right knee, and in my left legs from back cast, and then all around between my hips.
We first interviewed Temel at Burwood Hospital in early April, in a small room on the 3rd floor. His sister Shingun had arrived from Turkey, and he was trying to piece together the last few weeks. Temel's body was partially covered by bandages, the left-hand side of his face stitched up. That was bullet number 1.
The first shot is come my face, because when I heard the sounds outside, few shotguns sounds coming, bang bang, everybody stop, try to understand what's going on. And when me too, of course, when I look at, I see the gunman in targeting, and then I see when his smoke coming out from gun, because I've been in army and I know that he's targeted, and I see the eyes to him, so I understand he targeting me.
Temel was rushed to hospital fighting for his life. Once stable, he was put in an isolated room. He needed to rest, but the loud bangs and thuds and shouts he could hear in the hospital were just too traumatic, too much like the sounds inside Noor Mosque on March 15. But Temel's words weren't filled with hate back at the gunman. Instead, they were filled with hope.
I can see already my future's bright, and I'm more different than before because I'm reborn, as I told you, and I don't know how many days passed, but my new birthday, 15th of March, so 2019.
That hope will be severely tested in the months to come, as Temel has to start relearning how to live. The first challenge, though, was how to walk, which he was slowly getting better at up and down the corridors of Burwood Hospital.
This terrorist sought to tear our nation apart with an evil ideology that has torn the world apart. But instead, we have shown that New Zealand is unbreakable.
Temel committed early on to regularly returning to the Noor Mosque, but it isn't easy. He was, however, keen to meet Prince William, who visited the mosque a few weeks later in late April.
Tragedy unfolded in this room. A terrorist attempted to sow division and hatred in a place that stands for togetherness and selflessness. He thought he could redefine what this space was. I'm here to help you show the world that he failed.
And Temel got to meet the prince personally.
Yeah, he's very warmly handshakes and talking with me and listening my story and looking my worm. So I don't want to show you guys at the moment, but of course, he did very friendly, very calm and friendly talk with me inside also too, and then we had some photos taken.
But coming back here was painful, both physically and mentally.
This is my second time, but every time when I come to ask, I need to take some pill to get myself calm down because I'm quite nervous to come here. But every time when I come here, this is easier. So I'm happy to come to here every week. Slowly, that's going to become down, and I'm going to go counselling after here to talking about my stress. Sometimes it's quite painful, my arms too, so I have to keep chasing my prescription medicine to make my life is easier, so less pain.
Emotions overflowed outside the Christchurch Courthouse today as the families of those who died in the mosques emerged. The man accused of murdering their loved ones had just denied everything.
Very upset from the court. Why he said I'm not guilty? Why?
When I came here, it's
totally is heartbroken because I lost the people. I lost our friend.
As the hospital visits continue and the pain doesn't let up, Temel, however, has never missed a court appearance for the alleged gunman Brenton Tarrant. He was among other victims as a not guilty plea was entered on June the 14th. With one arm in a sling, the other grasping a crutch, Temel told dozens of waiting journalists outside it didn't come as a shock.
Not surprised what he said, he is not guilty or whatever he said, and we are strong. On the end, we are the winner.
Despite the regular surgeries, the constant pain, Temel swallows his painkillers and comes to every appearance. He wants to show the man accused of his shooting that he isn't scared. Wounded, yes, but definitely not scared. But something is scaring him. Money. Temel is co-owner of Ottoman Kebabs, a small kebab shop in the Hoyt NTX complex in central Christchurch. Temel was working long hours before March 15 to keep the young business afloat and growing.
Business owners, especially small business owners, has to work hard to be successful. Otherwise, it can be bankrupt and shut. So that's why me and my friend Qasim is work too many hours. Okay, we do 50 hours, sometimes 60 hours a week.
But in May, he tells us that since the shooting, his business partner has had to work even harder, and they have had to employ extra staff.
The problem is we have to supply 2 more peoples, and then we have to do all profits going to staff now to run that business successful.
So you're not earning any money from your business at the moment because you can't?
Of course, because when you have more staff, more you pay week wage and more the taxes and more PAYE, everything's added on. So you just take your profits away.
Even though the terrible scarring on his body was starting to heal over, he couldn't go back to work anytime soon. Temel was earning no money from his business and was reliant on ACC. Do you have enough money to get by at the moment?
At the moment also I get the money from the ACC, just. But if it's to be not donated, added on, it's going to be finished and then I can't survive without the donation.
Those donations were coming from victim support, who were collecting millions of dollars for victims. By the 7th of May 2019, Temel had received just $13,000 from victim support. But at that point, it was not clear how the rest of the donated money would be distributed. And in an interview with Checkpoint, the Victim Support Chief Executive Kevin So could not answer basic questions about this.
This interview is actually being conducted so that we can be absolutely open with the public, that all monies will be distributed to the victims, and that will happen over the next few weeks, and that the plan has been set out in our public statements, and we will stick to that.
Okay.
We just simply want to give reassurance that all monies will be 100% distributed to the victims.
In the interests of that absolute openness, I'm going to give you another crack at this. First question, did the PR company give you some lines and messages for you to stick to today, Kevin? Yes or no? Would you like to try and answer that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
So meetings with victims were organised. Temel went along to one such meeting at Hagley Pavilion.
A little bit I'm confused for last payment, but I'm appreciated everybody's. Still I'm thankful for New Zealand peoples and all around the peoples who donate for victims for the 15th of March. I want to believe this is fair and then separated even between the peoples.
Temel would get enough money to live on, but for his business, some tough decisions lay ahead. It's been about 6 months since March 15, and Temel is back in hospital, this time meeting his physiotherapist, Helen. He sees her on a weekly basis. But this time is special. More of his family were visiting from Turkey. His mum, Fatma, and nephew Emirhan, and Shengun, his sister, is still here. Today, Helen is stretching Temel's scarred muscles. It's painful, but it is getting easier.
And so we're stretching, but we have to be careful not to stretch too hard, don't we? Because of the, they're still healing.
I showed X-ray to the Emirhan,
so
he is understand.
It's important that Emirhan in particular is here. He and Temel are heading off soon for the Hajj, a pilgrimage to Mecca. And someone is going to have to help Temel with these exercises. So Temel translates Helen's instructions into Turkish.
So we're just basically stretching everything here, aren't we?
Gerdiriyoruz yani şu anda yaptığımız gerdirme diye.
But without too much force, and it shouldn't be painful.
Çok güç harcamadan yapıyoruz bunu, önemli. Zarar vermeden.
X-rays show the extent of Temel's injuries, showing little bits of broken bullets stuck in his arm. Many of those fragments are too small to remove. The risk of damaging the muscle, too great.
Before I can do on like this.
Couldn't get to your mouth, could you?
And how far can you get now?
I can come to my neck, my ears.
So to start with, you couldn't get to...
Look, I can do without push now, but I used to be like that around here. And then during the time coming up. Now I can, of course, after surgery too, it's helped lots too. So I can touch my ears.
As part of the exercises today, Helen puts Temel in a machine that continuously stretches and relaxes his most damaged arm.
You're just working on elbow movement instead of a continuous passive motion. Continuous passive motion, so it moves the elbow. I mean, you can just alter the amount of bending or straightening that you go to. So mostly we've been using it for straightening because Temel's got pretty good bend, and we just wanted to get. And so you just sit there and it just stretches you out gently.
Does it go backwards and forwards a little bit?
Yes, it can go backwards. You can have it bending up to 120 or something, doesn't it? So you just alter it depending on these little cogs.
But as you can see, I'm a robot, full of metals on my body.
You can stop at any time.
It looks like something out of one of those horror movies, doesn't it?
No, it's a very good, a very useful machine. So he can alter it himself to what he wants to go. It just gets a small stretch.
It's not comfortable, but talking is a good distraction. So we start chatting about one of Temel's secret passions, football. He used to play for the Horswell Masters team.
I played Horswell team, but we are Division 3. But of course, you feel getting older, so it's too young, And then I tried to join to the 35 plus master team, but had an injury. And then of course, 2 years it took me to come back again with that injury, and then this has happened to me.
Temel is desperate to play again, but until he can, he needs to rest, and having his family here will help immeasurably.
I feel lonely sometimes, and we're all happy now to be together again.
It's now August, and Temel is packing his bags. The Saudi king is paying for the victims of the mosque attacks to be flown to Mecca for the Hajj. It's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. All Muslims must do this trip at least once. This is Temel's first time. His nephew Emirhan is coming too.
I'm preparing my luggage here, so it's just quite exciting for me. And my mom's helping me and supervising me get ready myself to go, because she's been a few times in Mecca and one time in the pilgrimage. Thank you for Saudi Arabia King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. So this is a great opportunity for us to go. This is one at a lifetime to have to be completed for Muslim people.
Non-Muslims can't enter Mecca, so Temel filmed the entire experience on his cell phone for us. But to get there, it's a very long flight. Christchurch to Auckland, Auckland to Kuala Lumpur to Jeddah, and then a final bus ride to Mecca.
We are going now, our bus, from Jeddah to Mecca, or another journey start now.
But they eventually arrive.
Here we go. It's around 35 degrees. At night time, 10:30, and full of peoples.
Temel and Amir Khan are spending many of the nights in large tents with dozens of people.
Okay, everybody, time to go to the sleep now. And everybody prepare to go to sleep. As you can see, this is different experience for everybody. Here we go. I'm wearing mask because there's too many people here and it's too risky to have a cold, and I don't want to have a cold during this time. Enjoy the sleep, guys. Sleep well.
The pilgrimage lasts for 5 or 6 days and includes many elements, including the circling of the Kaaba, the large black-covered square building at the centre of the Great Mosque of Mecca. Temel's footage shows the Grand Mosque packed with people. His face is drenched in sweat as they begin walking around the Kaaba. He is only one of millions of people who will visit here during the pilgrimage.
I'm so excited I can't speak now, and this is speechless and amazing feeling. May Allah bless everybody.
Temel and the other worshippers also visit walls depicting the devil and throw stones at it.
We're just throwing another 7 stones to the middle Jamara. It's the middle-sized devil.
Back on the plane, Temel reflects on the journey.
Here we go, we are in Auckland in the plane now, and time back to go home, Christchurch. Our journey is finished and we come to 0 degrees from 50 degrees. This long journey, we are very tired and exhausted, looking forward to go to home, but it's an enjoyable journey actually.
It's now early 2020, almost a year since the attacks and when I first met Temel. We're sitting around his dining room table, drinking Turkish coffee and eating Turkish delight. His family have gone home to Turkey and he is living alone again.
No. Sit.
The man sitting in front of me is certainly not the man I met a year ago. Then he was active, skinny, youthful. Now he looks older, more tired.
I was happy and social person, and I can't play football. I don't know when I can start back again, but I work hard for it. I want to be happy again. So I hope this future is never been happen again. This experience doesn't matter, any violence is not nice, so it's bad.
His body and mind are also not the only things in need of fixing.
My situations at the moment is I'm very struggled, and then my priority is look after myself first, but I want to spend time with my kids too, so I want to fix my relationship with my kids. So when I'm motivated, I'm happy. When I'm happy, of course, I can be good father. But of course, when you are, I'm in the antidepressants, using antidepressants or some pain relief kind of etc. It's difficult for me, and still, flashbacks is images, But when slowly, I have this work, and then develop my relationships around me too.
1 year on, Temel is facing some tough decisions. What to do about his business is one of them.
I can't go back to the work at the moment. I can't look after business, and my business partners have 2 businesses, so he is also tired, and also he's not accepted, but he is also traumatized too from that terror attack. He's a strong man, but he's traumatized too. He's tired and he's exhausted and he's frustrated too. So we decide together to sell the business and then carry on to our life different way, to maybe do something different or smaller, or I don't know. But I didn't make decision yet. But if I sell it, it's gonna be help me to pay my mortgage.
Temel has plans for the future. He saved the money donated to him from victim support and other organisations and is now looking to buy a small house. And he still wants to get back into football. But this is the end of this part of Temel's story. A year of hell and heartbreak, but also one of recovery and great change. However, having lived through it all, his message now to New Zealand is simple.
Please don't hate us, because we are innocent people and we just want the good life as same as you want. New Zealand is also our house too, and we are belong to New Zealand too. And we love New Zealand and we love New Zealand peoples. And my kids are also New Zealanders too, so I feel like I'm New Zealander too.